Good morning, mate. How are you? Saturday, match day. United kick off in only a few hours, so nice and quick one, this. Academy record in jeopardy today with Kobbie Mainoo seemingly not travelled down to London with a knock that he's picked up. So it looks like Jack Fletcher has stepped up to be the token. Whether he'll get on or not, I think really depends on how the game goes. It'd be nice to see him given a run out because Jack's one of those that I think has had a real good time of late. Shows a lot of real nice kind of qualities, but I think the game's going to have to be pretty much sewn up before he gets a look in. Just because of the way I think the gaffer is with it. Getting eyes watering again. Absolutely sick of this hay fever. This needs to hurry up and disappear, doesn't it? But it shows how fragile this is, this little academy record that we've got. And you don't want it to become tokenism. You don't want it to become like, the law of the club that just some random kid gets to sit on the bench. I guess Tom Heaton being there would have already kind of ticked that box. But do you know what I mean? You want the academy record to exist because of merit. You want there to be an 80-plus year unbroken chain of academy players in the matchday squad because that's what we do as a football club. You want it to exist because we have this proud history of growing our own players. You don't want it to be some kid who sits on the bench 25 times and never makes an appearance just because he was going to be the one that stopped the record being broken. That's not how it works. The fact that it's a proud history and a proud tradition is because we are the most successful club, I guess tied with Liverpool now, in the country. And we have this record, this, undeniable record of years and years and years of academy players. It's just decades. All the way to before the Second World War. That's what makes it good. That's what makes it impressive. That's the sort of thing that makes it, something to be proud of. So I think it is in danger. And I think that the future Kobbie Mainoo really does look in doubt. I feel like he's going to end up going on loan towards the back end of this season in January. I feel like that's going to happen. I feel like his agent's going to force the issue. I feel like it'll be a let him go on loan or lose him forever kind of vibe that they're given. The manager already sort of alluded to Bruno Fernandes is going to have to get used to being a rotation player from next season. There'll be a few factors for that. His, not getting any younger. We're hoping that we're going to be in Europe, I suppose, next season. But does that open the door then for Kobbie to come and play more games if he's the one that's supposedly, as the manager has said, directly competing with Bruno for places? It's one of them, innit? Is that enough? Is that enough for his development? Is that enough to satisfy his desire to play football? Only Kobbie knows. And maybe the manager knows as well. And if they can have an honest conversation and be like, yeah, listen, this is for you, or I don't see a future for you, then I just think honesty is the policy that everybody needs here. So it'd be interesting to see. It'd be very interesting to see with the amount of times that Kobbie sat on the bench and hasn't come on, if the game is tight, and I expect it to be tight. I certainly don't think at 60-minute mark United will be 3-0 up and getting the cigars out. I think that if that's... do you know what? Just to illustrate how dumb footballers are, I named my squad for my match on a Friday afternoon. I've had 2 players make themselves available for the match today. What are they doing? After the team's been named, After I've named the team in the group chat, 2 players have made themselves available. Oh my God. Anyway. What was we talking about? Jack Fletcher, United. Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see if Fletcher actually gets brought on in sort of situations that you wouldn't expect Kobbie to be getting brought on, isn't it? Very telling if that's the case. Now, I like Jack. We've done several videos on Jack. He's well ahead of his brother, his twin brother, which is mad, isn't it, really? You got to think, completely the same upbringing, but different level of footballer. I think he's way more... I was going to say he's way more Carrick than his dad as a player, but he's not. He is way more Carrick than his dad, but Carrick's not. He's way more Modric than anyone. And even Modric, I think he's a little bit more upright than Modric, if that makes sense. But he's certainly more Modric than his dad. Than he is his dad, I would say. But yeah, mad, innit? Just to think that an injury like that, and, you could see this record gone. Nearly 90 years. Anyway, I'm in my wife's car at the moment, and I'm up and at it, and I'm off to physio, hoping to get the green light to start a run walk. It's been 3 weeks to the day since I pulled my calf. I'm hoping to start 60 seconds of running come Monday. So I'm hoping I get a bit of run walk done today. Or the green light to do a bit of run walk after today. I am in London at the Cenotaph tomorrow for Remembrance Sunday. So if you're in the area, drop us a message. If you're going down to the Cenotaph, drop us a message. I've never been to the Cenotaph in London. I've only ever done Manchester's. Or I did York and Ripon when I was serving. I'm sure I've done somewhere else as well. I can't remember where. I've never done London, put it that way. So I'm interested to see what the pomp and ceremony's like. I'm not interested in getting involved in the marching past the Cenotaph and that. I'm just going to go stand off to the side, pay my respects, and go and have a few Guinness. So that's that. I tried honey yesterday in a cup of tea. So I went and met Mick Clegg, the one who used to be the strength and conditioning coach at United, for a brew in the morning. And he said, "Do you fancy a tea?" I said, "Yeah. British blokes drink tea. I drink tea, not coffee." And I had a tea with, and he was like, "Do you have sugar?" And I said, "Yeah, but I'm trying to get off it." And he said, "Well, have you ever tried honey?" And I was like, "I haven't, actually." So he says, "Let me do you one with the honey." Honestly, it was sweeter than the sugar. And obviously it's completely healthy for you rather than refined sugar being poured into it. So that might be my new thing, man. Might be trying honey in my tea. Who'd have thunk that it could have been as sweet as it was? Amazed. I'm genuinely amazed. It was lovely. So you give me a jar on my way out. So shout out Mick Clegg for potentially turning me on to honey. It's not a local one, because I know what you're thinking, it's meant to be really good for the hay fever and that, innit? Yeah, it wasn't a local honey. But maybe that might be the next move, is to actually get a local honey and have a cup of tea every day with local honey in it, see if it sorts this hay fever out. Because tell you what, it's hard work making content when your bloody nose is streaming and your eyes are watering. Hard work, that. Anyway, if you're in the Tameside area today and you don't know what you're going to do for watching United, and you wouldn't mind coming watching a bit of live footy, then United are on in the bar at Hyde. It's free entry. And then you can come watch Paddock in what should be a tasty game. Playing Clay Brown. We have not had an easy game against them ever. I think we've beat them every time we've played them. And I don't know how, because they've been the team that's put us under the most pressure. I mean, we were crap last week, but the intensity of the game wasn't anything like what we normally get put under with Clay Brown. So I don't know if my lads rise to that, or if it just suits us better to play in intense games. But it'll be a bloody hard game this today. And I've got some big players missing as well. I've got a debut in midfield, a lad called Joe. We signed him this week. There's a bench full of kids, plus Ronaldo, who's still coming back from injury. But it'll be a tough game. It's always been a tough game with these. Last time we played them in the league, we beat them 1-0, and it was backs to the wall, Alamo stuff. I think they'd won 7 straight games at the start of the season. We'd won 6, so it was like someone's always going here. We kept hold of ours. We've hit a bit of a skid since. We've lost 3 in the league now. So we need to get back on the horse, and be a good game to do at this, because this will be a bloody tough game. But this could go either way. We could win, we could lose, we could draw, but we need to win if we're still in the hunt for promotion. So that's what I'm up to today. If you're in the mix and want to come down, Hyde United. We're a 3 o'clock kick-off. United's 12:30, so perfect to watch United in a bar and then come and watch us outside if you want to do that. And if you do, I'll see you down there. Laters.